In June, what was it? No, January, my friend was like, I already knew about Miss Universe, those competitions and stuff. I always liked watching them, and I was like, wow, awesome, gorgeous. My friend was telling me about it because she did it before, and she was like, you should really do it because it goes with the things that you do. And I was like, what do you mean? How does that have to do with my life? And she's like, well, the charity work that you do. And I always thought that those pageants, like, you know, pageants are just like pretty tall girls, you know? That's what I always thought. I was like, they're just pretty, they're just good to look at. But no, like, my friend who was in it, she's really educated, and I was like, okay, well, she's not dumb. But she does a lot of charity work herself. When I was 14, I had a sister, and she was cared for at the Stallworth Children's Hospital, and she passed away. So ever since then, you know, losing like a sibling, you know, as a child, it really affected our family, like really bad. And ever since then, me and my family have been, I've been volunteering my time, and we've been donating as much money as we can to the Stallworth Children's Hospital Foundation, because it really touches, like, it really hits home, it really hits the heart. And I know it personally does make a difference. And I also work with the Pulmonary Fibrosis Foundation because my grandmother, my Kokam, she passed away of that disease. It's a lung condition. So I've been working with them as well because I know, like, this money, it does help, because that's what I've been doing a lot with my time. And the winner of this pageant, or the winners, top 5, they get a certain amount of money, and it goes to the charity of your choice. So it's like, wow, this is great, you know? I can have a voice, and I was the only First Nations woman in that competition, like the only Native girl in that whole competition, and I got chosen out of over 500 girls to be at the top 64, which was pretty amazing. And when I was in there, all these girls were like, what are you, Latino, Latina? And I was like, no, I'm Native. And they're like, you're Native? And I was like, yeah. They're like, so you're Native? And I was like, yeah, I live on a reserve. And they're like, wow. Like, they don't expect me to be there. There's that stereotype, right? But it's the media. The media makes us look bad. 90% of us, like 90% of us, are successful. I mean, look at me, Senator, Dr. Alika, you guys, you all have these ambitions and these dreams. But the media, the way it is, it portrays bad things on people, because that's how it gets your attention, right? And there's that 10% it shows that, you know, welfare, homeless, and drugs, alcohol, that's that perception of us, but it's not true. But me, when I was up there, and I had this voice, you know, I could speak for my people, I could not only represent myself, but everyone like me, and still go through the things that I've been through and get to that point. It was like such a proud moment for me, and also that the money was going to help people like my sister and my grandmother. So when I competed in June, I won, what was it, $10,000, and it went to the charities of my choice. And I was really proud of that, and, you know, I was like the first Native woman to ever do that, to ever become Miss Canada, ever. So I made history when I won. And then my director, he sent me to China for a whole month, which was different. All the whole month of September, it was quite an eye-opener. When I came back, I was so happy I lived in Canada. You guys are so lucky you live here. Like, when I went there, I see people, like, if you were handicapped or if you were sick, you were done for, because the health care there is so bad, and a lot of people there don't have money. So it was, like, shocking. I see a man who couldn't have a wheelchair for himself. He had a little wooden box with little wheels on the bottom that he made himself, and he was pulling himself across the street. And I just couldn't believe it. And there's kids that I actually seen that are working, that are younger than you guys. And I was like, oh my God. And you guys should be really grateful, thankful, and appreciate the education you're being given and use it to your full advantage, because if those kids were offered one day just to be here and get educated, oh, they wouldn't be here like that. They wouldn't pass it up. That was an eye-opener. being in a different country and seeing the way people live compared to me, this is something about me. I'm one of those people that always look forward and always try to think positive. Living the hard life that I did, going through all that abuse and still being like messed up, and it took me such a while just to get over it, and focusing on school and acting too. That's another thing I do. I just finished filming this TV series actually this past summer. It's going to be on Showcase and APTN in January 2011. It's called Blackstone. You can look out for it. I'll be on there. I'm a love interest and also I'm a hero. I bring the community back together. This show is actually really good because it's really raw, it's real. It revolves around issues we face in our communities. Everyone here will relate to this show. There's so much stories for each character that it's really shocking at the things you'll hear because it's like real life. You know how shows, they kind of ease it up, they don't want to say the real things, or they don't want it to be harsh. This show is harsh, like, it's real. So I suggest you guys watch it. I'm not promoting it or anything. It's going to be really good. It's going to win awards. That's another thing I do, but that's a little bit of my life story, but you know, I'm not even done. This is just the beginning for me. I want to finish my degree, keep going, maybe some more pageants, throw them in there, but I also want to work with kids. It's my dream. Because I work with charities, I want to raise as much money as I can, be successful, and I know living in the community that I live in, like the Reserve, I notice kids have nothing to do after school. Like, what's there to do? That's where the trouble gets involved. That's why I teach drama and stuff. Remember Mariah or Josh? Me and Josh are making this program next semester, well, next summer, and kids are going to be coming there after school. I'm going to be teaching drama, and he's going to be teaching music. We have actually professional musicians and stuff coming in to teach these things. That's what I want to do. I like working with the youth because, you know, I live there. I see where there's like problems start, and it's good for a place for them to go. In case home isn't good, there's always that place. Because I didn't have a good home, and I know. But those are some of my dreams and ambitions, and I think that seeing where I came from in my life and still pushing myself, it's really hard to get where I got to. There's a lot of hard suffering, but you know, it really was worth it. Like, I'm so happy now, and I'm thinking, God, like, if I can do this, anybody can. Like, it's hard work, but you know, it's worth it. Thank you guys for listening.